Mercedes-Benz seemed like a leader in the EV race among legacy car makers as it already managed to establish a solid lineup and respectable technology. However, things are changing. As EV growth is cooling down, so are the company's plans for quick electrification. The German luxury automaker is postponing its plans, so make sure to stay with us and see how the Mercedes CEO gets shocked and calls it quits on EVs for these 6 huge reasons. Number 6. Mercedes-Benz EVs are slow sellers. Sales are always the best indicator of a strategy's success in the automotive world. If you look at Mercedes-Benz EV figures, it's obvious that projections were wrong. Just like other manufacturers, this company also suffers from the ongoing cooling down of EV growth. The demand is no longer hot, while, on the other hand, supply seems better than ever. Dealer lots are full of EVs, but no one is buying them. If we look at the list of fastest and slowest EV sellers in the US, Mercedes models don't stand well at all. Moreover, they're among the worst on the market. According to data from last October, most models significantly exceed the industry average when it comes to market day supply, even by EV standards. To remind you, the average market day supply for EVs is 47 days, but if you look at Mercedes models, these numbers are much higher. The EQE is good for 144 days, while models like the EQS and EQS SUV almost double the EV market average with a 221-day supply. Practically, the only decent performer in Mercedes-Benz lineup is the EQB, though this one is also a slow seller when compared to the industry average with an 88-day supply. Of course, one of the reasons for such a slowdown is also the ongoing price war led by Ford and Tesla. So overall, the company's profit drop of 21% in the fourth quarter last year seems pretty indicative. Number 5. EVs are too expensive. It's time for more affordable models. EVs are slow sellers and high prices are the main reason for sure, especially in Mercedes-Benz case. Its models have never been cheap, but the company wanted to become even more exclusive with electrification and profile itself as an even more luxurious marque. Therefore, it doesn't surprise that even though there are 6 electric cars in the current lineup, none of them seem reasonably priced. Instead, many variants come with a 6-figure sticker price, and it turned out that even traditional Mercedes-Benz customers don't have pockets deep enough to follow this electrification. The prices are up, just like the interest rates, so the company is now figuring out how to offset the EV losses. The logical move is to bring more affordable models to the table. So over this year, the company is bringing new models like a new E-Class, a CLE Coupe, and convertible, and a plug-in hybrid G-C. The common thing for all of them is that they're internal combustion cars with smaller dimensions and therefore significantly lower price tags. They come as proof that Mercedes-Benz is dropping its plan of fast electrification and is now putting focus on more affordable, way better sellers that should stabilize the profit margins. Because we're still years away from seeing parity between gas-powered and electric vehicles, Mercedes-Benz is certainly one of the best examples. All you need is to compare the prices between gas-powered cars and their EV counterparts. For example, there's the GOB with a starting price of around $45,000. Its all-electric counterpart, the EQB, starts at around $52,000, while the average price paid is $62,000. Then we have the famous E-Class, which starts at around $63,000. The EQE, on the other hand, starts at around $76,000, with the average price paid of nearly $92,000. Number 4. All-new IC lineup. Unlike some rival companies such as Audi, Mercedes-Benz has never pledged to go fully electric shortly, even though it was considered one of the frontrunners in terms of technology. Instead, officials have always been pointing out the market needs and how customers are about to decide the actual participation of electric cars in its lineup. Now, we're witnessing adjustments in that. Instead of pushing even harder for EVs, a new IC lineup is in the works. Yes, you heard that right. This German manufacturer is working on a completely new lineup of IC models. Practically each model will soon be completely redesigned. Some of these newcomers have already arrived, as we've already mentioned, while the rest will be there soon. According to officials, the whole lineup should be redesigned in the next 2 years. Officials also stated that they're pretty sure that considering all the challenges that come with electrification, including the lack of infrastructure, there's no doubt that internal combustion engines are about to remain in production for many more years and decades. Number 3. New EV platform in works. Slow sales aren't the only reason why Mercedes-Benz struggles with electrification. Just like any other car maker, this company hasn't figured out the EV economy. Its models may cost a fortune, but they still don't bring any profit. Instead, the company is losing money on every EV it sells. With that in mind, it doesn't surprise that the company is already working on a new platform. From what we know so far, the new architecture will be ready by 2026, and it is expected to bring many benefits. Of course, new technologies come to mind first, but what's most important is that the company expects to cut down production costs by a third. If that happens, we could finally see Mercedes-Benz making some profit on their EVs. More importantly, we could finally see some more affordable models, as it's pretty clear that the initial high-end strategy isn't sustainable. If you wonder why no one buys electric Mercedes-Benz vehicles, just take a look at the price tags. Many models cost over $100,000, while the cheapest EV you can buy is the EQB with a sticker price of around $52,000. You can't expect high volume sales with such prices, especially if we consider that Tesla is soon about to bring a $25,000 EV. Hopefully, the new platform could change something. Number 2. EV growth will stall. For years, we've been witnessing the EV market growing at a rapid pace. It was a rare thing to see a 90% year-over-year growth, but it looks like the era of fast-paced electrification has come to an end. The phase of early adopters ended, and everyone seems to have a little bit more pessimistic outlook on electrification. Of course, we're primarily thinking of customers who have realized all the obvious drawbacks of electric vehicles. Now, experts suggest a complete stall of EV growth. According to Mercedes officials, sales of EVs are expected to grow at the slowest rate since 2019. In other words, the company doesn't expect to see any radical change in terms of EV shares in the car market. It's expected that EVs and plug-in hybrids will remain between 19% and 21% of Mercedes sales this year. With massive investments and the slowdown in mind, officials are also forecasting a lower margin of around 10% for cars. Last year's profitability was around 12.6%, so the aforementioned decision to refresh the entire IC lineup doesn't come as a surprise. This is a pretty clear indicator and one of the main reasons for the change of plans. The German luxury automaker won't give up on electrification, but revised plans suggest it will be at a much slower pace. Number 1. 2030 is the new milestone. Like many other car makers, Mercedes entered the EV race with pretty big ambitions. It was one of the first companies to launch several advanced all-electric models, so it doesn't surprise that the company set some pretty ambitious goals in terms of EV share and sales numbers. The expectations were so high that officials anticipated electrified models to account for 50% of Mercedes-Benz sales by 2025. Then came the punch from reality. It was time for revisions, and with the current dynamics of the market, it was obvious that they were going to be significant. The massive electrification has been pushed forward, and 2030 now imposes a year of a big milestone. According to new estimations, this is the year when the German car maker expects 50% of its sales to go on electrified vehicles, including both all-electric and plug-in hybrid technology. Two things are important here. First, the fact that it's not realistic to expect a significant sales increase for the current lineup. The company needs better technology and lower prices to compete with Tesla and other rivals. That's where the new platform comes into play with its lower production costs and improved battery technology. Speaking of batteries, one of the big prospects for the future is the introduction of the all-electric CLA, which would feature a max range of 466 miles, beating the world's most popular EV at the moment, the Tesla Model 3. The second, more important reason for this postponement refers to the current situation in the market. As mentioned, EV growth is slowing down for various reasons. Generally, owners are not particularly happy as there are many limitations, starting from range and charging issues, lower reliability scores, high prices and interest rates, etc. In other words, the vast majority of customers are not going to accept EVs so easily. Because of that, Mercedes-Benz will slow down a bit and wait to see how the market develops. Excited about the future of electric vehicles? Subscribe for in-depth insights and the latest updates on the booming EV market and stay ahead in the green revolution.